How much do you weigh right now?
282.
Yeah, see, this is him at 282 and me at like 255. There we go.
255 now?
260, 255. Yeah. Depends how much I ate yesterday, you know? It ranges. I've kind of found like homeostasis. Like whether I eat 1 meal a day or 6 meals a day or don't train or train, I kind of just stay the same now.
Yeah,
like my strength doesn't really change, my weight doesn't change, I kind of look the same.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's just the body composition, right?
I just get fatter.
Yeah. But the weight stays
my weight stays the same. I just get like fatter and fatter, you know?
I know that from my coach.
Yeah. Especially when you're like off everything. Like I'm not on even TRT.
No.
No, I've been on TRT even for 6 months now. 7 months. Yeah. So I'm just doing like HCG and like fertility stuff. So I'm like off all tests completely. So
you wanna get a kid?
Trying, fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll hop back on full swing. Put it all in me. You know? All right, what's up, guys? We are here at a new spot. This is a place in Mississauga called Freebird. Definitely a eccentric-looking spot, as you can see, with the crazy-ass colors going on here. So, but I've never been here. Excited to try a new spot. We got Justin here. You're from Germany, right?
Yeah, I'm from Germany.
From Germany. So he's been in town for the month. He was down at the Olympia. We saw him there. And you're just traveling around training here. And so traveling around, checking out some of the gyms. And I was going to be in town this weekend, so we want to connect and get a good workout in. So it'll be a nice change for you guys to watch him bury me in a workout instead of me being the strongest guy. I'll be the weakest guy in this workout. So it'll be good. Humbling for me to, be around good, big, heavy pro bodybuilders again. So it's fun. I definitely miss that. So we're going to do some shoulders today. Ready to get at it? There we go. I've never even been here.
Okay.
So we're learning what's here as we go. Have you ever used this Panada shoulder press?
No.
No? It's actually pretty good.
In Germany, we don't have so much Panada.
Yeah, we don't have tons here. I usually start with a rear delt on shoulders. You want to do that? Okay, so we'll find like a cable or a pec deck or something we can do like a rear delt on.
Let's do a reverse pec deck.
Reverse pec deck, yeah.
Is there something special you're focusing on it?
Like in terms of my technique?
Yeah.
Generally with these I focus and I do the same for laterals. I gave this tip in the last video I did, is I try and think of like being as long as possible. So like say on a lateral, like I push down to the floor and along the walls. And same with this, I'm trying to like push out and around, So obviously I let my ego sometimes, I just fucking get a little bend in the elbow to move the weight, but for the most part I try and keep them straight and just think of a long circular motion,
All right.
I got 200 dumbbells here.
They got 200s? Yeah. We'll get Justin to shoulder press those.
No.
What's the heaviest dumbbell pressing you've done?
On shoulders, I would say.
Or chest?
Chest, I'm not doing dumbbells. Like 70s on chest, but for 12 or 15 reps.
Yeah.
And on shoulders also 70s.
170s, yeah. Or 70 kilos.
So 70 kilos.
Yeah, 70 kilos.
Yeah, we work with kilo.
Yeah. So that's what, 155, 160? What's that?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, I've never tried shoulder pressing 200s. The hard thing then, it's not even the weight, it's trying to get them up.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get these up?
Part.
And like, you need guys big enough then to lift 200-pound dumbbells this high.
And to lift them correctly.
Because like for a chest press, if you get guys to lift it for you, at least you're only lifting to like here. Like you're laying flat, you're going to here. Shoulder press, you're trying to lift it up here. It's like impossible, So then you're trying to kick up 400 pounds. It's like, you can't do it. I posted a video, it was a couple off seasons before I retired, and I did 175s for like 10.
Shoulder press?
Shoulder press.
Oh, that's heavy, man.
So that would be like what? Yes. 80 kilos? I don't even know.
That's heavy.
Yeah, 80. But like even then, it's like you said, the limiting factor just becomes what you can get up. It's like I can do the 175s for 10, but like doing 185s I can't do because I can't get them up. It's like it's the end of it.
But I'm more a shoulder press guy, like the Atlantis.
Like a machine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's what I do now. I mean, I'll shoulder press once in a while now because like I don't do 200-pound dumbbells anymore. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I was doing like a machine or a Smith machine.
Smith, Especially if you have the old Cybex.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
The Cybex Smiths are nice,
How many sets here?
2 or 3?
2 or 3.
Yeah. You're like a 2-set kind of guy.
Yeah,
Depends.
Yeah, it depends what exercise, but normally 2, and something like rear delt fly or side lateral is always 3.
Yeah. Like more isolations, you'll go 3, and then the big compounds do 2.
Yeah.
That's usually what I am, especially when I was competing. I'd usually be like that, 2, 3, depending on how big the movement was. But okay.
All right.
My hat's good.
Have you been to a gym like this before?
No, that's I not. That's I not. It's really cool.
This is a very unique gym, to say
Yeah.
the least, you know?
They said that's just about 100 grand for some artwork.
I can see that, yeah.
Oh, great.
I mean, with the even the lighting, like look at the fucking LEDs,
Yeah.
you know, like.
Even the machines, right? Even on the weights, they have the logos too.
Do they? Yeah, yeah. All the custom stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Many reps, many reps.
What brand is this? Is this a Life Fitness? I don't even know what this one is. It looks like a Life Fitness.
It looks like a Life Fitness,
But it's heavier than a Life Fitness, I'll tell you
and
that.
it doesn't. Yeah.
These are not Life Fitness.
And the resistance profile is a little bit different.
It's a little different. Because the Life Fitness one full stack, I can usually do like 15 or 20.
Yeah.
That was like a hard 12, 13. So.
All right. But normally I sit a little bit downwards.
Yeah, this was a little high.
Yeah.
You can see like even like the alignment.
Yeah. Do you use an intra-shake
I have an
nowadays?
intershake, yeah. So I have like 50 grams of carbs and EAs in there. Yeah.
Still 50 grams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some days when I'm like, I can notice I'm starting to get a little fatter, and I'm like, why the fuck am I consuming all these carbs? Like, clearly I'm not using them, you know? But I'm like trying to hold on to the strength and the weight enough that I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
I'll deal with the fat later. If there's one thing I'm like not worried about in my life, it's like my ability to lose body fat.
Yeah, it's so
like,
easy, man.
Out of all the things I've like never had a hard time with, like I have no problem sticking to a diet and doing cardio and like getting body fat off.
Yeah.
But like when I'm off everything, I'd rather like keep the calories high and hold on to what I can than be like in any kind of deficit and like have things double up, you know? So for now I just keep it as high as I can comfortably eat without like making my life inconvenient, you know? And then just try and hold on to what I can, so.
But you're still looking big, man.
Big enough.
Big enough, yeah.
Big enough that I
But
can
of course, it's a different. If you look one day, if you was at 280 or what was your stage weight?
I would compete at like 255, 260.
Okay.
So I would be on stage at the weight I am now.
Yeah, but shredded.
Yeah, exactly.
Shredded to the bones.
Yeah.
Crazy. How big are you?
Huh?
How tall are you?
Just under 5'10", right about 5'10". Yeah. So like my heaviest off seasons, I was like low 300s, 305, 306. Most off seasons, I was like 290, 295.
Yeah.
Like good off seasons, I'd be 290, 285, 290. If I got heavier than that, it was like because I was trying to get heavier, not because it was better. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I was just doing it because I wanted to see the scale heavy. And then 265 in Vancouver 22 was my heaviest. I was like 264. Most shows I was around like 258, 255, you know, depending on the year. But
Yeah. All right. 3, 4.
because sometimes you get these, like the Life Fitness, like I was saying to him, and this isn't like trying to be egotistical, like even at my weakest, I could do like 20 reps of a Life Fitness rear delt. So when you get one that you can do like 10, 10, where you're like, wow, this is actually nice. I'm not doing 20 reps all the time. It's actually a nice change. 8, there you go, strong.
Two more.
Yep. Good. One more.
Woo.
Go-to drink. What do you put in your what's in your shaker usually?
In my shaker, I have 75 grams of carbs, 20 grams of EAAs, 10 grams creatine, 10 grams glutamine, and electrolyte matrix. I don't know.
Oh yes, electrolyte. I put electrolyte.
Yeah.
Okay.
You brought enough for your trip. You have enough to hold you down?
Yeah. I have to pay so many, so much more money for my bags because they was
All
too heavy.
supplements and yeah.
Fuck.
Traveling as a bodybuilder always looks
like
hilarious.
$500 more just for the luggage. Yeah.
You gotta imagine like bodybuilders, like you putting the bags through the scanners, it's just like powders and pills, and you're like, what the fuck is all this?
Meals.
And meals, yeah. Yeah, I remember those. Like I would have.
But the employees are cool with that.
Pardon?
The employees at the airport are really cool with that.
Yeah, they're usually cool, especially if they see you're like a bigger guy.
Yeah.
They understand. Like,
They don't want to see us come.
No.
They're like, well, what are you doing?
yeah, you have a bag with like 7 bags of protein, EAAs, and pills, and supplements and stuff. They're like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Who does he think he is? You know?
I might go a little
down?
bit lighter. Yeah.
You do like any intensifiers, drop sets, or anything like that? Rest pauses?
No, never.
Not
But
really.
we can do it.
No, I was just wondering if you do.
I just want
I
to
won't
learn
on
from
this.
you.
Something like laterals, I would.
Yeah.
But like first exercise, we'll like keep the
Yeah.
energy and we'll save it for later.
Yes, come on. Oh my.
Come on. Let's go. You have more. Another one. Come on. Okay. Chris versus Martin, Prague. What do you think?
I'm going with Martin.
I'm going with Martin too. Love you, Chris.
I mean, on pictures it looks like Sebum wins.
I think Sebum wins some shots.
Yeah.
I think he wins the side chest.
Yeah.
I think maybe an ab and thigh he can win, but that's tough. Martin's got really good quads when he stomps down on him.
But from the back and the front,
Yeah. I think
Shots.
front lat, Chris can hold his own.
Yeah.
Chris has one of the best front lats.
Yep.
But I think Martin's quads are a little too round and sweeping. That front double, Chris's arms and the thickness will be exposed. Back shots, obviously, you can't sit next to Martin, I don't think, in terms of density.
yeah.
Side tricep, I think Martin's just a little too dense for Chris, even though Chris's side chest is very good. And then, so I think it'll end up being like 5 poses to 2 or 3 for Chris.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 to 2 or 5 to 3. But I'm interested to see, because I also haven't seen Chris like 6 to 8 pounds heavier,
Yeah, that's it. The fullness.
Well, for him to make 242 is not like, that's not just like pushing him where he naturally goes. Like, we diet down, we just kind of end up where we end up.
Yeah.
If it's 255 or 258, it doesn't really matter. He's probably normally, I'm just guessing here, will probably end up being more like 244 to 246, and then they push him down another like 2 to 4 pounds to make the cut, So I think if he's got that 4 pounds back, plus then like a little push the fullness a little more, comes in like 248, 250, it could be a different look, especially on his quads, because I think what he loses the most is a bit of like quad volume. And
I think that goes, the last weeks of prep, it always goes down.
Yeah. Well, especially like those guys too with the classic, like when they have to make a weigh-in, and it's like if you're close, it's
So
like
much
maybe
cardio and the stuff.
or you keep your water like a little lower for like a couple days extra, the day of the weigh-ins to make the cut, and like it changes things, or you carb up a day later than you would have,
Yeah.
So it's like small things like that change the look. So I don't know. I think Martin's still too complete.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be interesting to see.
I think it's the density of Martin.
Yeah. But like I'd love to see if like Brandau.
Yeah, that's.
Brandau is a good comparison for Chris,
Yeah.
because I think structurally they're very similar. I think Chris's conditioning is definitely a way ahead of Brandau. Of
course,
But I think Brandau is carrying a little more muscle. So it's like, you'd be interested to see,
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Or a guy like Nexzilla. To see him and Chris, because that's like as polar opposite as
But
you
do
can
you
get.
think he will compete there?
I don't think he's in shape, so I don't think so. All right, what do we got here? So we got the Panada. Yeah, you want to do a press now?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, no, it's a pet peeve of mine that they've got right here, that this isn't directly aligned with the mirror. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm kind of off kilter. I don't like that.
How does it feel?
It doesn't feel bad. It feels light. Like that feels like there's no weight on it, but try it. Yeah, it might be a little light. So you can do a little like bodybuilding MacGyvering and put a plate on here if you want. We'll try. This is 5, which is full, and if we want to add another, we'll try adding it there. If it feels like shit, then we'll go try something else.
Yeah.
These Panada ones are actually pretty good too, and you need very little weight. They're very hard, but they're good. Converge is pretty strong. They're pretty good. And you can put it up more upright than that, so it'll adjust higher.
Nice.
So they're pretty good. So we could try that. We definitely won't be able to max that out. So yeah, we'll see what this feels like, and then we can adjust if we need.
That's the problem if you're getting that big.
Yeah.
No machine
I know.
fits the weight. And like a leg workout.
Yeah, leg ones.
Put,
Yeah.
10 to 20 plates each side.
I know.
Oh, it's harder than the training.
At that point, you just try and find the machines that are the hardest.
Yeah.
So you have to do the least work putting
Yeah.
plates. You're begging for like a Cybex hack squat where you can put like 8 plates instead of like 15, you know? Still too light. I could work at this, but it would still be like, it wouldn't be like,
15 rep.
it would be like a 12 to 15 rep set, yeah. Well, that'll be a lot heavier because that's like closer to where you're lifting.
Now we have
This
a
is farther
prime
back.
shoulder press.
Yeah, this will be prime night. 2 plates and it's like, you know. Did you go train at the Raw Gym at all?
Yeah.
You went down there?
It was also amazing, man.
So you went there before the Olympia?
No, Olympia, and afterwards.
So you went from Germany to Vegas?
And then to Florida.
And then to Florida, and then to here, to Toronto.
Yeah. And to Port St. Lucie. Oh, it's
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah.
But it looks so fake, man. Everywhere the
I know, the palm
palms.
trees. And
Yeah, man.
Especially coming from Europe, that stuff,
Yeah.
you're like, what is this? Like, this
Yeah.
is like Hollywood movie shit, you know?
And it was so funny when we arrived in Vegas, all the streets, I knew them from GTA.
Yeah.
My childhood.
Recognize all the names, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, but the Raw Gym was really cool because not so many people are there.
It's quiet, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Port St. Lucie is kind of in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Yeah, it
it's
is.
not like Miami or like
No.
Fort Lauderdale. Someone's starting the motorcycle. I wonder, I should ask him if I could take it for a rip around the gym.
I want to get shoulders like Ian. Oh. The old Ian.
The whole deal. There we go. Dude, good. 3, good. 4, come on. 5, good. Come on. Let's go. Up. One more. I got you. Let's go. Get in. Up.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's heavy.
That's really
a big
heavy.
change. That's stick with 5.
Holy shit.
I'll try it just so you can see the difference, but
Fuck.
yeah, because like
Yeah,
you look at like mechanical advantage
Yeah.
where you're lifting here versus here. I mean, it's going to be a huge.
probably now 7 places.
That's probably 7. Yeah, probably 7, maybe even more to be honest.
7.5. Yeah. Whew. So for all the big guys who train here,
This is the trick.
that's the trick. Yeah. Yeah, I'm stronger in shoulder pressing than in chest pressing.
Are you?
Yeah.
Chest pressing. I was always a very strong presser as a whole. Like my pressing strength was like something I was like kind of known for.
Yeah.
But my chest pressing was always kind of my best. I mean, yeah. But it was funny because like in my career of bodybuilding, my chest was definitely like my worst body part. You know? Like
It's the same with Luke Sando. He was also so strong presser.
It's guys like me or myself that have overdeveloped shoulders and triceps.
Yeah.
And then it's just like all it is you're just,
Yeah.
you know.
But you was also strong in legs, right?
Who?
You.
I was kind of strong in everything. I mean,
Yeah.
at my best, like I was pretty strong at most lifts.
When did you start working out?
10 years ago.
How old are you now?
26.
He's young.
Since 2 weeks.
Yeah. Your birthday's in 2 weeks?
And I had
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
I turned the old 34 this month. 27th of November. What year did you turn pro?
This year.
In 2024.
Yeah, man. Just 4 weeks before the M Pro.
Magnet up on your t-shirt.
4 weeks before the M Pro at the
Oh yeah, okay.
Ben Wader.
Ben
Wader, yeah.
Yeah. And then you competed as a pro already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the M Pro in
At M Pro.
Italy.
Yeah. Now, if I can do 2 of this,
You
I'll be
can do
extremely happy.
more.
Oh my God.
Okay, come on. Easy. One more, come on.
That's heavy for me.
It's crazy, right?
Okay, just drop it. I'll keep going. I'll just do this as a. That's very heavy.
5, 6, 7. Beautiful. Come on.
That's heavy. That's 6 though, like the jump is ridiculous, you know?
The jump is ridiculous, yes. But that's how we build muscle.
Yeah. Got my good 3 reps in there. That's good. 2 more. Another one, come on. You know, 1 more. Listen. 1 more. Up. Good. Was it hard?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, for but
only the bike I rent in Vegas, I was telling them, I rented like it's a Triumph bobber, so it's like a hard seat. Like it's not like a padded seat. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Like, my buddy that I rode with, he told me, he's like, this is a bad idea, don't rent this thing. He's like, you're gonna be miserable. I'm like, nah, it's cool, I'll be fine.
It's cool, it looks cool.
I thought I could tough it out. The first trip we did was the Death Valley, which is like 2.5, 3 hours each way. So it's 6 hours of riding. I got like 30 minutes into the trip. I'm like, this was a fucking mistake, you know? But like I told them, like my ego was too, like, I was too proud. I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Until we got like all the way to Death Valley. And then I'm like, bro, I'm fucked up. Like, I don't know if I can make it. I think we need to stay in a hotel, you know? And we'll do the rest of the trip tomorrow. I got to break this up. But we made it back. I mean, it was a rough drive, but on the way back though, I had to stop every like 20 minutes, just get off, like stand up. My ass was like completely numb, you know? So yeah, it was anyone that wants to do long riding, I definitely don't recommend the Triumph Bonneville Bobber. It's definitely not made for that. It's made for driving like 5 minutes to the gym and back, but I had one of those like the BMW adventure bikes, the GS 1200. I had one of those in California, which is like obviously super comfortable. They look a little lame, but they're like the most comfortable things to drive, you know? Standing machine, dumbbell, what are you thinking? Yeah, the standing machine.
Yeah, let's do the standing machine.
Yeah.
Like for mobility, is there a certain height you like going to?
You'll find people that will debate this all day. I think as long as you're going to parallel, I don't think much higher is going to have a big improvement in it. You know, I think, would you agree?
Yeah, I'm going a little bit higher because
just a bit above.
It's only possible if your upper arm is in front of your body.
Yes.
So you work in your scapular plane.
Yeah. So
it's a little bit more contraction, but
obviously with something like a dumbbell and like certain things, your tension curve is going to be different. You're working with gravity, so it'll be different. With machines and cables, I mean, if you want to go a little higher, I mean, you're going to be fine. You know, and go what feels comfortable, like what doesn't hurt your shoulder. You know, they're like a joint that moves through a lot of ranges of motion. So obviously protect them. But like if you have like him good shoulder mobility, you can get a little higher, go for it, yeah.
But as you said, the biggest game changer for me was to punch my fist into the ground. And scratching it outside.
That's the tip I gave at the beginning. Same for any of those, like the rear delt, flies, anything like that. I did for a while really tried to think about that even for doing like pec flies.
Yeah, me too.
Know, like thinking of trying to touch the insides of my elbows and be wide and like really try and touch. You know, just like scraping along the walls in front of me, I found helped a lot. But I mean, it's a good tip. I think I gave this in the last video, like I said at the beginning. For people that find they're getting like a lot of trap engagement in their lateral raises, you know, because you're closing that movement in, you know, and you're closing that gap with elevation, right? So if you punch down to the ground, you can't have elevation at the same time you're having depression. So if you push down and then out, you're going to keep those traps. Like my traps can't, it's very difficult. So just like you said, punch down and then out along through the walls. It's going to be a lot harder to get any trap involvement there for sure.
Maybe you have to back up some weight, but it's okay.
Come on. 8, good. 9, come on. This is
heavy.
This is going to be heavy, That might be a little too heavy for me. What's next for you show-wise? Do you have anything planned? Or?
Like summer next year.
Summer?
Yeah.
European show? American show?
American.
Do something American?
Yeah, I will come to America. But also
Tampa, Texas, Chicago.
Yeah, but also doing the European shows like I'm Pro again, Italy, Portugal. Next year I want to do so many shows.
Bang them all out.
Yeah,
That's fun.
just to show the
Get in front of the judges.
Yeah,
Get them familiar with you, you know?
yeah. To do next year.
Show-wise?
Yeah, or bodybuilding wise, like show up as often as I can, or focus.
I think show up as often as you can, as long as you don't think that by doing more shows your look is suffering. Because I don't think any judge wants to see you often if it's just getting worse every time.
Yeah.
You know, if you can maintain the look or improve on the look, I think you should do as many shows as you can. I know judges love guys that compete. You know, guys that like aren't afraid to get out there, get in front of, you know, different competitors. You know, guys that aren't like afraid to like, you know, go next to a top 5 Olympia guy and lose.
Yeah.
You know, that aren't like picking shows specifically like, oh, I might have my best chance to win. They want to be competitors.
So it's smart to do shows like
Texas
and New York Pro, maybe.
New York's probably a little early, but I mean, you could do New York. That's like what, May?
Yeah, but May is perfect.
Is it good for May? Then yeah.
Yeah, I think
May's a good show.
I
think New York's going to be big now because they upped the prize. Oh no, it's Pittsburgh, or did New York up the prize? Pittsburgh put in bodybuilding now with a big prize.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
And the show from Fuad, I think.
Yeah, Fuad's earlier though. He's in April.
Yeah,
he's middle of April. Detroit.
Yeah.
So yeah, because that's the kind of the run you have. You have like Arnold UK, Detroit. Then you'll have Pittsburgh, New York, Toronto. You know.
Yeah, I think I would start with New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we start the prep in January, so
yeah. Detroit's a good show to do because you get like that awesome backdrop and the lighting.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna get the best photos there. You know,
it's a black backdrop, right?
Plain black, which is like unbeatable, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But no, I suspect some of the shows like Pittsburgh, now that they're doing like 100K for Men's Open, this is gonna bring out some big names, I'm sure. You know, and what's that? The Dubai show next year is doing like $500,000 or something.
That's crazy.
You know? It's just when I fucking retire, you know? When I was competing, every show was $10,000.
Yeah.
Whether it was New York or anything, other than the Arnold and the Olympia, every show was 10 grand. I retired the next year, people like 20 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand. I'm like, fuck all of you. I won 6 shows. I could have been like $500,000 for the show winnings, you know? Fucking hell.
Yeah, but I think we will have an open show also at FIBO.
Are they going to have open there?
Yeah.
That'd be nice, yeah.
So,
because that's close to home for you.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours drive.
Yeah, that's nice, yeah.
But it's in April, so
we have
early. We have to check out.
I always loved like Toronto Pro, being able to drive there was always so nice for me. Because like you pack up your own car with your own stuff. Your family can come.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You know the area. Like I know Toronto, I know the gyms, I know the hotels.
That's
just
super
like
cool.
Yeah. Bring your own vehicle, pack your food in your cooler, and like it's just nice, man, you know? Like it always make you feel like you had like an edge on everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
And it's funny because that's the show that actually took me the most tries to win. Like shows like Texas, all those I won my first try. Toronto, I think I didn't win till the 4th time I did it. Yeah, I came like 5th, then 7th, then 2nd, then 1st. Yeah.
Who won against you when you got second?
John De La Rosa.
Oh, okay.
In 2019, yeah. 19, De La Rosa won it. Yeah, the first time I ever did Toronto, I think Brandon Curry won it in 2016. 2015. Brandon Curry won it. I was 5th. That was my rookie season. And then I did it in 2016. I placed worse. I think it was 6th or 7th. And Nathan Deasha won it. Fuad beat me at that show too. He was fat and he beat me. He was literally like fat. He knows he was too. He was actually completely fat and I still lost him. And he'll take that to his grave because like every time we only did 2 shows against each other and he beat me in both of them, you know? And then when I did it in 2019, yeah, De La Rosa won and I was 2nd.
2020 you won.
2022 I won.
2022.
No. Yeah, 22. Wait, or is it 23? No, it's 23. Right? Wait. Yeah, because I did the 2022 Olympia was my last Olympia. And then I did Toronto in 23. I retired in 23, and then.
So you qualified there for.
I fought for 23, but I didn't do it. Yeah. Another one. Usually, I would do another press.
Okay.
But like I would do like a machine, like a pin-loaded press if they had one. And I would just do like 1 or 2 sets.
Yeah. I have never done 2 presses for shoulders in one workout, so something new for me.
Yeah, like something like this.
Yeah, all right.
It might be a little light for us, but we can just slow it down. It'll be okay. We're pretty fatigued now, so yeah.
You haven't moved to Florida in the past, right?
I lived in Florida.
Ah, you lived?
I lived in Florida for basically all of COVID, like 2020, early 21 till end of 22, so for 2 full years. Yeah, so I lived in Stewart, like literally next door to the Revive Gym.
Yeah.
Did you go to the Revive Gym?
I wasn't there, but I was in Stewart.
Yeah, so I went to the Revive Gym. I lived like down the street from it, like literally right down the street, in a condo that Dom owns. And then I moved to South Florida. I moved down to Sunrise, where John De La Rosa's gym is, fitness system. So I lived like 3 minutes from his gym. Lived there for 6 months, and then I moved back up to Port St. Lucie, and then came back to Canada. So
Okay.
after I did the 22 Olympia, I just came back.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the environment there for bodybuilding is great, but if you're not competing,
Yeah.
why?
It's like, there's a lot of great things about it, like being close to brands. Obviously, there's like some nice advantages.
Yeah.
You know, the gyms are good. It's easy to travel within the US, but then like, it's hot as shit.
Yeah.
And I have French bulldogs, which don't do well in heat.
Yeah.
And like all our families are here, you know? So it's like, it kind of got to the point where it's like, why, you know?
Which grip do you prefer?
I'm gonna do a neutral grip.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we can full stack that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, doing the neutral grip, you know, obviously you can get a little lower, but part of that too is you're getting a little more elbow flexion. So it's like, isn't necessarily more shoulder. It might be because you can get a little lower.
But you also have more.
But you also get, so, you know, it's a trade-off. Like you said, I would say the same thing to anyone. Do what feels more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, some guys find this range of motion getting back there feels a little uncomfortable, finds the neutral grip press a little more comfortable. You know, do whatever feels better.
So what do you guys do in situations like these when it's easy to full stack for you guys and you want to go heavier or just do much more reps?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have options for making things harder. One, you can just slow the tempo down.
Yeah.
You know, obviously if you want to, we could do like we did on the other and start adding plates onto this, or you know, get a gym pin or shit like that. Or you just crank the reps out. You know, more reps, slower tempo, add weight. It's really your three things. You know.
It's same with a bicep curl. You can curl with 25 pounds till failure, but we can also curl with 50s.
Yes. Yeah.
It's same.
Yeah. Good. Let's go. That's not too bad. These ones that are like the cable supported, you really get like the stabilization you have to do on, where they're not like fixed to the machine.
But I like that it's bilateral.
Huh? Yeah.
Come on.
One more. Good.
Yeah, forceps are a little bit tricky.
Yeah. It's heavier than I expected, that machine though.
Yeah. I think that's a major difference when you're not enhanced anymore.
Yeah.
The fuel
Runs out.
It runs out, yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't have as much like stored glycogen and like all that kind of shit, whatever the science is behind it. But when I first came off everything, it was like it was so dramatic instantly because like the change.
Yeah.
Like my strength, I felt so weak, and like my drop off of sets felt so significant. And then over time it like normalized a bit. My strength came back a little bit, even though I was off stuff. And like, you know, when you like come off and the train just feels hard.
Yeah.
Like things like hurt and it feels hard. There was like a period of that, and then after that it started to feel just like the same.
Yeah.
You know? So I was worried at first. I'm like, oh my God, is it gonna feel like this to train forever? Like, you know? And then over time you just kind of feel the same.
Maybe it would be smart if you back off a little bit the volume, maybe. But
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. But now that I train more for enjoyment, I don't like, I kind of just do whatever feels good, you know? And if it feels good and like I feel like my recovery is okay, my joints and stuff aren't like too sore, I'll just train as high volume. And like some days I'll train with a buddy that's like a high volume guy and I'll do 30 sets of arms. And then the next day I might train on my own and do like 8 sets.
Yeah.
So it's, I kind of just do whatever feels good.
How often do you train nowadays?
5.
5 times?
3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So still a lot of training.
Yeah. I train pretty much the same split I always did.
Because you enjoy it, you love it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But it's nice because like when I first, like at the end of competing, like I started competing because I fucking love training.
Yeah.
And then by the end of competing, I didn't like training anymore. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like, I got like miserable about it, you know? It's like, it felt like it was like work and a job, and I like kind of resented it. And like I was hyper, like overanalyzing everything. You know, like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? What do I need, you know?
I feel that,
It's like everything I was doing, I was like hyper analyzing the shit out of it to the point where I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And then when I like retired and like stepped away from training for a little bit and was running and doing all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then like got the time away from training, then it kind of like, you know, makes you miss it, and you're like, okay, you know, now I've been away from it, you know. Distance make the heart grow fonder, you know?
I was at that point with no enjoyment in training last year at the end of my off season.
Yeah.
Because, man, I did a 1.5 year off season phase.
Oh yeah.
And you
just eating and fucking heavy. And
the training doesn't get better.
No.
It goes worse.
No, it gets worse eventually. It goes like this and then like this. Yeah.
And then I started to prep and it was so good.
It feels much better, right?
Yeah.
7, come on. 8, good. Good, one more. Up. Drop.
Yep.
Can you reach it there? All right, let's go. Good. Come on. Good. Good, come on. 6, all the way up. One more. Up.
Fuck.
That's it.
Whew. That's the problem when you're never doing drop sets.
Yeah.
Nice. Come on. Push.
One more.
Yep. Okay. Come on.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah. Whew. The German community loves guys like Ian. The German community loves you and all the other US guys.
Do they? Yeah.
We gotta do a Germany tour soon then.
Yeah.
You have to.
I've never been actually.
Never?
To Germany, no. I've been to Austria, I've been to Italy, Portugal, Spain, all that kind of stuff, but no, I've never been to Germany.
Maybe next year, FIBO.
Yeah, should come down.
Yeah, but it's a little bit pointless for Raw or Revive to come to Germany because we don't sell
To
anything.
FIBO, yeah, no.
No one sells anything here.
Yeah, no, I've never even been to FIBO, so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a great event.
Big, eh? Yeah.
I mean, it's an expo, so
That's a big one, yeah. They got everything.
Yeah.
Because they do like equipment in there and shit too, right? So.
everything.
Yeah.
Come on. All right.
Come on. One more. Up. It's a good cable though.
Yeah. And it drops off here.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can go into the full contraction.
Yeah.
So if you want to build a home gym
Yeah.
with just
You know what's actually the
three
best?
pieces of equipment, I would say this cable to
Prime makes they sent Chris one at his house. They have like a big multi-unit that has like cable, Smith machine, everything all in one. That Prime makes, it's really fucking nice. Like you could do, if you weren't like a serious bodybuilder, you could do 99% of your workouts at home. It's heavy enough, it has enough versatility. You can squat on it, you can do everything, you know. All your pressing, all your cable movements. If you had that and like a set of dumbbells to,
perfect.
you know, you'd be fine. You'd never need anything else.
During COVID, I had a power rack, some dumbbells, barbell with 200 kilograms
Yeah.
in my childhood room.
Yeah.
I squatted 200 kilos, 5 centimeters in front of a wall, and I had a Jesus sign in front of me, a cross, a cross, and I squatted 200 kilos. Fuck.
Squats,
if I'm dying,
squats for Jesus.
Yeah, man.
You know, like me and Chris were training for shows. We started in one friend's basement that had like a home Smith machine, like it was like not like a commercial grade, like a rickety, like, you know. And then we had dumbbells to like 50, and then we bought like one set of like 80s and then one 150-pound dumbbell. Just we saw it because we couldn't find the matching pair, so we got one. So we're like, at least we can do rows with it.
Rows,
at least we can do rows, you know. And we used it for some other stuff like single leg, like split squats and like shit like that. So it got its use. But like, no, I mean, I prepped for Tampa Pro doing that. You know, like,
and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, it worked good enough. Like,
all the machines are great, but you don't need them.
No.
How are you feeling right now?
Pumped.
Good work.
It's a true Canadian workout right now.
Or it's a true German workout. We don't really know, do we? So how many shows have you done?
5.
5? I've done 5 shows in the season before.
I know, 6.
So you turned pro pretty quick then, yeah.
Just did a regional 2 years ago after 2.5 weeks of prep.
Yeah.
But we did.
Were you out of shape? You were just huge and out of shape?
I used DNP.
Okay.
It was an experiment.
Did you get in shape though?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
I took second to the one who won the pro card 1 week later.
One later, yeah.
So it was okay. And then I did Portugal. Took third again, Dean White.
Yeah,
he
Dean.
turned pro there.
Yeah.
And he qualified for the Olympia.
Yeah.
12. And then did Finland, took second. And then this year, regional overall.
So you guys in Germany, you don't have like a national show that you can turn pro at, right?
No.
You have to go do like the internationals, like an Arnold Amateur, Olympia Amateur.
We have one show by Dennis James.
Yeah, Dennis' show.
fall.
Yeah.
You can turn pro there, but that's the only show.
It's weird, like some countries, I guess it depends how big the bodybuilding market is, but like UK, Canada, US, they have like national shows you can turn pro, and then like everywhere else you have to go like to international shows.
Yeah.
Such a weird system, you know?
Absolutely.
Like,
and I mean, we have
then
a lot of...
it's nice because then the guys that are European that do turn pro are usually good, because like they have to go beat international guys, versus like, you know, it used to be obviously in the US and Canada when it was less shows, there was a high level prestige, but now there's like 30 pro cards, so like it's diluted a bit, but you still kind of have that in the international level because there is so much less opportunity, you know.
Yeah.
So, but like in the US now, and same in Canada, I mean, in Canada we have 3 shows that all give out at least 2 cards, you know, and then the US, I mean, they have shows giving out first and second and 6 shows, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
That's
like,
silly.
You know? But like, it doesn't make sense then you'll do that, but then like a show, like in Germany, they don't have a national championship where you can turn pro, you know? It's like, it's crazy, but.
I mean, at the Mr. Olympia Amateur, you can, every class has 3 pro cards.
Yeah, I know.
Top 3 in the overall, I think that's too much.
Well, it's too much, and then it's also like, for European guys, for a lot of guys, like going to Vegas is like tough.
Yeah.
It's a lot more less accessible, you know? So then there's still more opportunities for these North American guys and less for the European guys, you know?
Yeah, but we also have the Olympia Amateur in...
Oh yeah, you have an Olympia Amateur too. Yeah.
Portugal, Spain.
Portugal, yeah. I turned pro at Olympia Amateur.
Nice.
In Mexico.
Oh. That was my first international competition in Portugal, Olympia Amateur. Same weight?
Huh?
Same weight?
You want to go down a bit?
Yeah.
How do you turn pro?
So like that's what we were just talking about. Like it depends where you live. Like, well, I guess it doesn't really depend where you live. You just need to win a pro qualifier. You're gonna put it simply. Whether that's a national championship in your country, like somewhere like the UK or Canada or the US that have like Canadian nationals, US nationals or NPC nationals, USA's, North America's, or the UK as the UK BFF British finals and stuff. And if you're not from, there's probably other countries that have national championships. Maybe Australia does. I'm not sure. But then other countries, you need to win some kind of pro qualifier. So whether it's an amateur Olympia, Arnold Amateur, like the Weeders, whatever it is, Dennis James, like there's some different shows out there that are classified as pro qualifiers that you need to win. And then it all depends in there, like They might have it sanctioned for just the overall winner. They might give it out to top 2 in the overall. They might give it out for every class winner. They might give it out to top 2 in every class. It depends on the show, you know? Like some of the US shows have top 2 in every class. Canadian Nationals is just the overall, so it depends where you go, you know?
What was the hardest show you think that you've experienced? The one that you realized your training was like really intense that one year?
Give me a sec, I'll think about that while he does. I think they're all, like, I mean, I trained as hard as I could at all the times. You just get smarter to learn what actually hard training is. You know, like what I thought was hard training and training as hard as I could in 2015 versus in 2020, looking back in retrospect were different things, you know? But like you're doing, if you want to be a good bodybuilder, you're always doing what you think is the best. You know, whether it's doing every set to failure, some sets to failure, tons of volume, less volume, whatever you think is right, you know, but it's, you don't know until you know later. So it's like I might have, like I said, in 2015 thought I was doing the best, and then a couple years later I'm like, maybe that wasn't the best. So, you know, at every time I was always trying my hardest, you know, with nutrition, cardio training, I was always trying my hardest. But I'd say I probably like found my groove the best in terms of training, where I started to make like the most progress, like 2020, 2021. Those are like where I had like, you know, I won like 5 shows in a row. I came 2nd at the Arnold. I came 7th at the Olympia 2 years in a row. Like those were the years where I did like really good. And I think that's when I finally like really started to get into like a good groove of like my style of training. You know, like I was mature enough that I learned like what I liked and what worked for me, and not like, you know, I think there's a feeling out process of years of like trying stuff from different guys, like, you know, trying out what this guy does and this guy does and kind of mixing them together. And then over time I kind of built the system that I really liked, you know, which is kind of like how we're trained now, like a mix of like, you know, heavier, high intensity stuff on my bigger compound movements and focusing on just, you know, getting as strong as possible within a full range of motion and good control. And then a little more volume on my like isolation stuff, you know? So, you know, our laterals, our rear delts, like, you know, trying to get a little higher reps, a little more volume, a little more workload in there. And that's kind of like, you know, how I operate for a long time, you know? But then I also like, I think just with maturity, I also learned what like actual training to failure was, you know, like, which I probably wasn't doing before, even though I thought it was, you know. It's like you learn there's a difference, like small difference, you know. It's like that one extra rep that you could have done that you never did, you know. So, but yeah, 2020, 2021 were probably like my best years of training, yeah.
And I think the longer you train, you can, the easier it is to go to failure,
Yeah.
because you feel the muscle much better.
You feel it better.
It's another kind of failure.
Yes, yeah. No, I think it takes like, you're very hard pressed to find a guy that actually knows how to train to failure in the first few years of training. They think they are, and you'll see them and they'll be like, it's like you see them failing, but if you like put a gun to their head, they could do 5 more, you know?
Absolutely.
Like there is a difference, you know? So I think and that's like a level of maturity that comes with that, and experience and connection with the muscle and building those mind-muscle connections over years. And also I think it sometimes takes like, you know, training with guys that are better than you know? Like when I was the biggest dog in the gym, like training in Ottawa, in terms of like, you know, you think you're the biggest guy that trains the hardest, and then you go train with guys like big pro bodybuilders, you know, you start going around that scene, training with guys that actually train hard, you're like, and they push you in a workout, and you're like, holy shit, okay, that's actually what training feels like. And then you know, do that with a few more guys, you learn to train harder and harder, you build your connection, you know, and over time, your perception of what hard training is just changes, you know, so, yeah. All right, rear delt?
Yep. And that's also a purpose for my journey now, to visit all the guys and learn from everyone, training-wise, posing-wise, stomach
it's
control.
one of those things that like you don't know until you know. You know, it's like, hey, how you doing? Good, how you doing? What's your name? Joe. Nice to meet you, man. Yeah, we'll get a picture. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. Yeah, because like even with your posing, like everything, you could think you're doing everything right.
Yeah, but
you know, and then you go around a guy like, nah, bro, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
and often it's just a little bit,
little tweak,
more,
a little this,
a little more tweak here and that.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is with it too is like, it's not always from like the best bodybuilders you learn shit. Like even with training, like some of the most valuable stuff I learned over my like years in bodybuilding weren't from like the guys that were winning the Olympia.
Yeah.
It was from guys that were just like, you know, did something that I didn't do and made a suggestion that I really connected with, you know? Just like when I tried something different, you know?
I think the most knowledgeable guys are that who are not the best because the genetics.
Yes. The guys that needed to learn to be better.
Yeah. Because if you're just going into the gym and you're growing like wheat,
you're not motivated to find what the best option is. Yeah.
You're just doing.
Yeah. Where do you train, like at home, like in you have your own gym, or you train like a commercial gym? Like
we have an own gym built by my coach.
Okay.
But we select all the all the equipment.
Is it like a public? Do other people train there?
Yeah, it's public, but we have.
It's quiet.
It's like it's quite like raw.
Okay. Yeah.
So don't know, 200 guys training there.
Yeah. That's
but
nice.
maybe 20 guys at 6 p.m. So nothing.
Peak hours, yeah.
With some really cool equipment, the old school Cybex hack, Nautilus pull down, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And we have a private. I have a private gym with. I don't know if you know him, Tobias Hane.
Who?
Tobias Hane.
Oh yeah.
So he lives 5 minutes from me.
Okay.
We have some prime equipment, original prime equipment, some out from China, from Alibaba, like the Extreme Row.
Yeah.
So
who do you work with? Who's your coach?
Max Madsen.
Oh, I know that name.
He also.
Who else does he coach that I might know?
Right now, he coached Corley Amandine.
Okay,
Nadine Huber.
Yeah, okay.
Now she's again with Boss of Outlaw.
Yeah. That guy's coaching.
Enrico Hoffman.
Enrico, yeah.
2 years ago.
That's Enrico who I was thinking of. I knew that Enrico worked with him,
Yeah, when Enrico competed against James.
Yeah.
He coached him.
Fucking Stefan's coaching the whole world right now, eh?
It's crazy.
I know.
If Brad, Justin, and maybe Nick switched him.
I know.
What's that?
I know. It's crazy. Sean Clarita's with him now.
Yeah. Do you think
Sean Clarita just announced it?
I mean, the whole competition is by him.
I know. I mean, I think even this Olympia, he had 17 people, he said. 17 in Olympia, you know?
So crazy.
I remember I had 2 1 year and I almost shit myself, you know? And they were my family. I coached Chris and Melissa both in the same Olympia, and I was competing, and it was like a nightmare, you know?
I mean, at the end of the day, everyone cooks with water.
Yeah.
So, and especially nowadays, everyone's running moderate test, high DHT.
Everything's almost the same.
HGH as much as you can afford.
Yeah. No.
That's it.
No, I mean, really.
And only competition-wise, has he's the eyes for your physique.
That's really where you
he
get the
knows
difference.
when you're full or when you spill.
Yeah.
Or how you look flat, and that's.
Yeah.
So only if you work with someone for years.
You need to gain time with people, you know? And that's really where it is. I mean, I think, like you said, so many of these guys are doing the fucking same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you could look across the programs of, like, you know, every single top guy, and the variance is like this.
Yeah.
You know, they might make like at the peak weeks, some small different decisions in terms of, like, water manipulation or carbs or stuff like that. But even then, the variance is so small.
Yeah.
You know, it's really guys that just are good at problem solving, you know? And, like,
that's it.
They get closer to the show, and, like, if something doesn't look good, they know how to fix it, you know? And I think that's the biggest thing
and to get the mind of the athlete right.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things I admire the most about Hani with Chris. Like, obviously he's an exceptional coach and gets the guys looking good, but I think one of the reasons he gets them looking so good is because he's so good at mentally preparing them. And like dealing with guys that are like, there's a different level of stress and pressure with guys like Phil Heath and Chris Bumstead. It's very different, like stuff that we don't like get, you know? That at that level, when you're talking about winning 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 Olympias, you know, like that pressure, external pressure is so different. I think he's like, he understands that and like knows how to motivate those guys at that level, which I think is very hard, you know? So, and handle the pressure himself. Because like, I know for a lot of coaches, like you get that where you're, you know, fighting for Olympia wins and, you know, there's a guy's career like Phil Heath, he's fighting for his 7th, 8th Olympia. It's like, that's you're responsible for that. You fuck it up. It's like, it's kind of on you, you know? So, you know, guys that can handle that pressure themselves as a coach, but also like get their client to handle it, you know? I think that's a special thing. And you see that in like other sports too, like fucking soccer, football. You know, the best coaches are the ones that like know how to get the most out of their athletes, like mentally, not just like from a programming standpoint, you know? And like, let's be serious, half of bodybuilders are fucking mental cases anyway.
Absolutely.
So, you know, they have a bad day and they, you know, think they look small and they go fucking do something stupid, you know? That's how it goes, you know, so.
Or doing more cardio because you think, oh, I'm not shredded enough. You have sciatic glutes. You're looking into this mirror and it's just a little difference in the lightning, and fuck, I have to do 30 minutes cardio more.
It's funny you said that because it's actually, I find this is one of the variances you'll find between amateur bodybuilders that like never quite make it, and obviously there's pro bodybuilders that cheat on their diet. I know tons of them, but a more common thing you see when guys that get to a certain level is when they cheat by overdoing things. And when amateurs, they cheat by like eating more. They cheat by like when they're weighing out their chicken, they go an extra like 20 grams. You know, it's like little small things that add up. Where with pro bodybuilders, it's like I'm weighing my carbs and I go under 20 120 grams. You know, it's like, I'm supposed to have 200 grams of rice. I'm like, 175 is good today. You know, I feel a little watery. Maybe I'll go 150 today.
Yeah.
You know, or like the cardio, it's like you're supposed to do 30. You're like, I feel good at 30. I'll do another 10. You know?
Yeah, always.
Or like you're in peak week and you're training and you're like, oh, I'll do a couple more sets. You know, I want to burn out all that. It's like the overdoing it. I think you get more with like top level guys. You know, I think you get it with low level guys too. But I mean, you probably get it everywhere. But I think you definitely see it with guys like that have that like mentality of wanting the best.
Yes.
You know, they always like will have this tendency to think like, I can do a little more and it'll be better, because that's what got them there. Like, we got there by being so precise. You know, by like doing everything like at the most perfect level. So in your mind now, you're like, if I do it more perfect, but it's like less isn't more perfect. You know? So it's funny like that. You know? Beauty. All right, dude. Well, thank you for the workout.
Thank you so much. It was an honor for me.
Yeah, no, it's me too, man.
You're not fat, man. But your body, that's water.
Your hamstring's fucking big, but.
Yeah, but you're still. I would say 1.5 months and you can.
It would come right back, yeah. My legs, though, because I think my leg development came from a very young age from sports. It has a very hard time going away.
If you're once that strong, you build the quality.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'll be honest, I've trained legs once in the last 2 months. Because I was away, like I was at the Olympia, and I usually train legs on the weekend, and the Olympia was on the weekend, so I didn't train legs. The week before, we were on a motorcycle trip, then I went hunting.
Stay massive, dude.
Yeah, I mean, they're smaller than they were. Like you said, like in 2 months, the volume would probably come back, but yeah, no, it's, my legs definitely are not representative of the rest of my body.
You're not competing or anything, is it okay to skip legs usually?
I mean, my legs look okay. I'm not too worried about it. You know? If my legs were like, if I didn't train legs and they changed, like if I don't train my upper body for 2 months, you'd see a very noticeable difference. But like I said, I think I've had that maturity in my legs from such a young age. I don't know if this is bro science bullshit, but it's just like, even if they like, I walk around, I don't train them for a few months, they might like look a little smaller, and then I'll train them one time and they look back to how they always looked, you know? So it's like, they don't really change much. And I think that's just because, you know, from running track and like training them, you know, heavy at a young age, I think the density and that muscle maturity is there a little, you know, deeper in them. Versus like, you know, same when you watch guys compete, like whatever their least developed, less like dense, mature muscle is usually what they'll lose when they prep for a show. Like, so say me, my chest was definitely my worst spot, but like when I get a pump, it would look awesome. But then I get to a show and you get a little flatness, my chest would disappear. Versus like my legs would never disappear, you know? So I think it's one of those things.
What about for like a regular Joe? Should they skip leg day or not?
No. I wouldn't recommend anyone skip leg day. Like, look, I'm retired from bodybuilding, so I'm not like as critical of it. And if I'm gonna miss anything, it's probably gonna be what my still most developed part is in relation to when I was competing, you know? So, and then there's this thing, you know? You're lean for 280 something. Very lean. What were you at your heaviest?
My heaviest was 133 kilos,
Just under 300, yeah, right around 300. Yeah.
But a year ago,
Yeah.
when I was fat.
Yeah. You're lean now. This is a good quality weight for this. Nice. Good. Lower stomach. There you go. Good. Elevate your chest a little bit more. There you go. There you go. Stomach. Good. rotate back a little more of the fist. Rotate the fist back just a touch more. There you go. Good. Oof. Good. Oh, here you go, the off-season side tricep. You can hit it. Any pro bodybuilder that that knows, try and hit an off-season like ab and thigh or a side tricep is like the hardest thing ever. One, you can't reach your hand, and two, it's just like hard. Like it looks ridiculous, and like it's just tough to get in there, you know. So that looks good. You look awesome, man. That's a good quality weight. I mean, you're in good condition at that weight for sure. Really good. Round, full, lean. Stomach control's good. It's good. You look really good.
What would you say are my weaknesses? Shoulders? And my width, of course.
I mean, you got a shoulder pump now, so they look great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone can always do more shoulders, more arms, you know, like more triceps, more triceps, you know. Your arms are very much like mine, how they're shaped like in the triceps. You know, it's that white guy muscle. But I mean, like your back density is very good. Obviously more width for anyone, especially, you know, but that's shoulders, like everything width through there is gonna be good. Your legs are good, your chest fullness is awesome. Your abdominal development's really good, so yeah, I mean. Just more of everything, yeah. That's where we, you know.
That's good because I hate to have weaknesses.
Yeah, you're better to just have everything where you can keep building it as a whole. Yeah. No, I mean, you're very well balanced, so I mean, yeah.
I don't know why I'm still that lean.
Huh?
I don't know why I'm still.
Are you eating a lot right now?
What?
How much are you eating a lot right now?
Yeah, like 5,500 calories.
Okay, so good amount.
On training days.
Yeah.
Like 4-8 on non-training days.
Is that hard for you to eat that much?
No.
55 is not hard?
It's really easy.
Yeah.
Since the prep, because my hunger is still
Built up. Yeah.
Insulin sensitivity is really good.
Yeah.
So I think that's the key.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what you lose, especially like if you eat long off seasons.
Yeah.
That insulin sensitivity goes, the appetite goes, like the leptin, ghrelins like down. You're fucking not hungry.
Yeah.
You're pummeling it in, but then you're just making your insulin sensitivity worse, and it's just like, bleh, you know. Then your training gets worse, like you said. It's like that, you know.
that was my problem.
That crescendo of like shit starts to happen, you know.
Pumps.
Pumps go away, and yeah. Or like it's pumps, but like bad pumps, like lower back, but nothing else, you know. It's like your lower back is pumped all the time, but then you like get a workout, and your pump sucks, you know.
Just doing one set of leg press.
Yeah, lower back, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, man.
You know you're in for a bad day when it's like that early into the workout, you know?
It was my first real rebound. I think that was my secret.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
so.
Yeah. No, but you look good though, man. Like you said, I mean, just more width, more shoulders. But like you're round, so I mean, it works fine, you know?
Yeah. This one.
But your stomach control though for your weight is good though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I was saying on your side shots.
Yeah.
Like just on the side chest. But like when you were doing your quarter turns, you could pull it in pretty good for your weight. For a 285 to pull it in is still good. And your development is good on your abs, which I think is important, you know? So, like for me, it's like, I was lucky because I had a very small waist, but my abdominal development was terrible, you know? Like I had really good like development on my sides, so like I was good in the quarter turns. But like from a front on, like I had like very shallow abs, which like hurt me in shots like the abs and thigh and like stuff like that for sure, you know?
Would you, I mean, I don't have the smallest waist, but I developed my stiff leg deadlifts.
Yeah.
Like 60 kilograms in 5 months. And do you think it's
worth the trade-off of doing the stiff legs?
Because I think I get a lot of density from it, but
do you notice it changing your waist? Yeah. I mean, the intra-abdominal pressure over time.
It's normal.
Yeah.
If I add 60 kilograms of working weight.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you have some good development in your like glutes and hams abductors, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. So I mean, I would do them still. It's tough, you know. There's not like a right answer to it, you know.
I think
maybe work them in here and there, but you know.
I think I let them in the off season.
Yeah, like that. Like keep them in for the off season. Like maybe even every other week or something, you know. Yeah. And then like in the in season start to take them out, you know.
Because it's cool to lift.
Yeah.
Something heavy
it's
from
fun,
the ground.
but yeah, I mean, obviously you got to make the trade-off of like okay, do I need that abdominal or that like posterior chain development, or like do I need to keep my waist small? You know, it's like you got to make that trade-off at some point of like what's more valuable to you in your physique. But you know, but also part of training is like enjoying it. You know, and if you love doing RDLs, like I did like heavy conventional deadlifts for years. And, like I knew they weren't doing shit for my physique. You know, like this is useless in terms of my physique development. But I'm like, for fun, this is awesome. You know, so you got to make that call at some point. But yeah, I mean, I would still do them for a bit. Yeah, I mean, at least until you start like prep, keep them in, and then chill. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is just like keep an eye on your waistline. You know, just be conscious of it, and if you're like, okay, then back off it. You know, but yeah, you look great though, man. Cool. Lighting's good. Yeah.
I like
Having the mirrors is obviously nice, so you can see the back shots. You know, we look like the fucking Captain Morgan's guys. You know,
yeah, man.
Leaning on the side here. All right, guys. Well, that was a good workout here at the new spot at Freebird. Checking it out. You know, it's good for him. He's been trained at Pure too, so to, get around, check out, some different gyms is always fun. It's like, as a bodybuilder, that's like one of the best things about traveling is like checking out the different spots and
it's our kind of sightseeing.
Exactly, that's literally our sightseeing. So and checking out different equipment. I know you're like a big machine equipment guy. Like that likes to check out different stuff and try out new things, same as I am. So it's always fun to get to check out new spots. So. But yeah, thanks to Justin for coming out for the workout. It was great. It's always good to get pushed by an actual bodybuilder.
What the fuck? I train with a Mr. Olympia competitor.
Retired Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, but it's such an honor to me because
I appreciate that.
Man, I watched every video of you and Chris in the past.
You, man.
So it's super cool to be here and to train with guys like you.
No, it's awesome, man. I mean, I think this is one of the the best parts that I look back of like my career of bodybuilding like the most fondly is like these kind of moments of like the relationships you build and like those good sessions that you get in with guys. Like we really only met like once or twice. I mean, we met once at the Olympia though. I saw you at the Olympia. Quickly, but like just in passing and chat on Instagram, but to get the workouts in, push each other, like that's the brotherhood and the camaraderie of bodybuilding that is such an awesome thing. And like even me now being retired, not even competing anymore, that you still get to do things like this. I'm really thankful for. So it was awesome. So you're back to Germany Wednesday?
No, 15th.
The 15th.
15th November, so 2 weeks now.
Oh, 15th November.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, you had way more time.
A lot
here.
of time.
Sorry, I thought you were saying Wednesday. I understand why you're saying you miss your girl now. That's a long time now.
No. My girl left yesterday.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, he's heading back to Germany, so train for a while down here, which would be cool. So maybe I'll have to swing back down another time. Because I'm going to Turkey on the 12th. Yeah. So I might come back down the weekend of the 8th. So I might come back down November 8th.
Let's train.
So we'll train. We'll get another workout. We'll get something else in. I'll come back down. We'll train. Get another workout in there. So yeah, awesome. Great workout. I'm happy I could almost keep up. Not quite, but close enough to make me feel good. So it was great. But awesome, man. Thank you for the workout.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again. Thanks, guys.
And thank you, Freebird Gym.
Yes, and thank you, Freebird. Yeah.